We've seen how hooks and skills make Claude reliable. Now the payoff, where all the knowledge it produces actually goes. This is my knowledge ecosystem. One vault, captured automatically by Claude, then read by humans as a wiki, and by an AI as a graph. Everything here runs on my own machine and my Google Cloud project. 5 beats. Capture. Knowledge gets written down by itself. Store into one Obsidian vault. Publish. Quartz turns that vault into a website. Query. Vault Graph turns it into a knowledge graph an AI can search on Google Cloud. And Compound. Claude reads its own knowledge back, so it keeps getting smarter. Before we take it apart, watch the whole thing assemble itself. It comes together in 3 moves. On the left, Claude captures knowledge as it works. In the middle, all of it lands in one Obsidian vault, the single source of truth. And on the right, that one vault gets used 3 ways: edited by hand, published for people, and queried by an AI. Hold that shape in your head. Everything else just fills it in. Here's that same picture as one still, so we can read it closely. On the left, capture. In the middle, the one vault. On the right, 3 uses of it: edited by hand in Obsidian, published as a wiki by Quartz, and indexed as a searchable knowledge graph by Vault Graph. And the dashed arrow along the bottom is the real magic. Claude can ask that graph back. Part 1. Capture. The whole trick is to make it automatic. Here's the pain you'll recognize. In any long working session, the most valuable thing isn't the code. It's the lesson. The trap you hit, the decision you made, and why. And normally that just scrolls off the screen and is gone. We rarely stop to document, so the hard-won knowledge ends up trapped in one person's head, not where the team or the AI can reach it. The fix isn't more discipline. It's making capture a side effect of normal work. A reminder is just hope. A hook is a habit that always fires. 2 little loops do it. For knowledge, a couple of hooks keep a standing instruction in front of Claude. When you learn something worth keeping, write it down. The moment that happens, Claude reaches for the note-taking skill and files one atomic note, a single idea in its own words, dropped into the right folder and linked to related notes. For continuity, another set of hooks checkpoints a long session and restores it the next time, so nothing is lost. Put together, the knowledge base grows on its own. You never have to stop and document. Part 2. Where it all lives, one vault. It's one Obsidian vault on disk. Atomic notes, one idea per file, in plain text, version controlled, with no lock-in. Organized by a simple system: projects, areas, resources, and archives. Filed by how actionable each node is, not by topic. And everything is connected with links, so the structure emerges from the links themselves. That's the graph. Everything downstream reads from this one place. Nothing is ever duplicated. A quick word on how the vault stays organized. It's a method called para. Where a note lives is decided by one question: how soon will you act on it? Projects are goals with an end and a deadline that you're pushing on right now. Areas are standing responsibilities you maintain, with no end date. Resources are reference and interests. Good to know, no deadline, and that's where most technical notes live. Archives are finished or dormant, moved out of the way but still searchable. The point is, you file by actionability, not by subject. So the same fact can go to projects when it's load-bearing today, or resources when it's just good to know. And here's what all those links add up to. This is the vault, drawn as a graph. Every dot is a note, and every line is a wiki link between 2 notes. Nobody sat down and designed this map. It grew on its own, as a side effect of writing and linking notes day to day. That emergent web is exactly what makes the next 2 things possible: a site you can browse, and a graph in AI can search. Part 3. The same vault serves 2 very different audiences. First, humans. Quartz is a tool that publishes a folder of notes as a website. Here's the neat part. Its content folder is simply a shortcut to the vault. So the website literally is the vault, rendered with a visual graph, backlinks, full text search, and a dark mode. A small publish script commits the notes and pushes, and the site deploys for free on GitHub pages. The same notes I write for myself become a browsable wiki, with zero rewriting. Here's that live site in a few seconds. We start on the home page. That's the vault's own index. Then we open the global graph, the same web you saw a moment ago, except now every dot is clickable. Follow one into a single note, and you get its backlinks and a table of contents down the side. No special export, no separate website to maintain. It's the vault itself, in a browser, for anyone. Second, the AI Vault Graph turns that same vault into a searchable knowledge graph. One script reads every note, creates a numeric fingerprint of its meaning, and uses Gemini to pull out the key things and how they relate, writing that back into each note. That turns a pile of flat notes into a connected graph. Then an agent answers a question by finding the closest notes, following the links out a few steps, and replying with Gemini, and it cites the exact notes it used so you can trust the answer. It runs as a small service on Google Cloud, signed in with my own credentials. And here's the proof it's real, not just a slide. Up top is the live API, running on Google Cloud. You can see the Ask endpoint right there. Below it is an actual answer it returned. A real question about a retry flow, the answer Gemini wrote out, and, most important, the exact notes it cited along the bottom. That's grounded, checkable retrieval, pulled straight from my own vault by Gemini on Vertex. And here's why this is more than tidy notes. The loop closes. Capture, store, publish and index, retrieve and capture again. Because the A, I can ask the graph back, it reuses what it saved earlier. Every session leaves the vault richer, so the next session starts smarter. And people get that same growing knowledge in the wiki. One effort, two audiences. Value that compounds. 3 things to take home. 1. Capture is automatic. The system files the notes as you work. 2. One vault, 2 audiences. A wiki for people, a knowledge graph for AI. And 3. It compounds. The assistant reads its own knowledge back, so every session makes the next one smarter. Your move. Capture one good lesson today and ask the graph about it tomorrow. Thank you.